I'm Joe, and this is how I got 99 Dungeoneering on my Dungeoneering Only Group Ironman. We've continued to progress the DungeBros and record clips as we have played. I think there's a few things that we need to address, as the game has changed a lot over the past several months. I decided to make this special episode because I think it would be more appropriate to catch everyone up to the modern RuneScape 3 experience, rather than go through a bunch of old clips that happened before the most recent updates. As you may or may not know, towards the beginning of the year, JagX started an effort to refocus and rebalance a lot of different things in RuneScape 3. So much has changed that I don't think it would be appropriate to go over everything in one video, but there are a few key things that I want to talk about. The first and most impactful update was the Dungeoneering remaster on May 7th. The remaster drastically changed the way that Dungeoneering experience and tokens are gained. Each floor now offers a relatively uniform amount of experience, and the prestige system was replaced with a variety of buffs that are gained by doing the Dungeoneering floors in order. In addition, the rate that you earn Dungeoneering tokens has increased from 10% to 20% of a floor's total experience. Overall, this update means that John and I will be able to train Dungeoneering and earn Dungeoneering tokens faster than ever before. The Dungeoneering class effects received in Demonheim were overhauled as well, providing passive effects for each class rather than forcing players to consistently switch between classes during a floor. The last big change was to the Dungeoneering reward shop. The cost of many items were rebalanced to make more sense, and a few new items were introduced that completely changed the course of our Group Ironman journey. The Chaotic Grimoire was added to the shop as a pocket slot item with small damage bonuses and an activatable 7% boost to your critical hit chance. It costs 150,000 Dungeoneering tokens, and the active effect requires pages that cost 5k per 45 minutes of charge. The other notable items added were the Ruinous Weapons, a set of level 90 weapons with tier 100 accuracy that offer a damage boost against creatures of Demonheim. These cost 1 million tokens each, and they require a warped stone drop that can only be obtained from the warped floor bosses inside of Demonheim. These are more or less going to be the best in slot items in our restrictions outside of boss drops. The second big update for us were the changes made to the combat system and the transition from Legacy Mode to Classic Mode. With this update, Legacy Mode was retired and replaced with Classic Mode, a combat system where you only use the most basic attacking ability of a given style. Every weapon now attacks with a uniform 3-tick attack speed regardless of main hand, offhand, or two-handed weapon. Melee's basic attack deals roughly 40% ability damage per tick, and all the other styles deal 33% damage per tick. This may change in the future, but for now, it means that there isn't much incentive for John and I to train anything but melee. As one last note for the change to Classic Mode, because you're technically using an ability to attack, ammunition and runes are consumed at the same rate as it would be in normal EOC. The last big update that affected us the most was the removal of auras and many other daily activities. Auras were super useful temporary buffs to skilling in combat that took time to recharge after they wore off. Most notably, divine locations have been removed from the game entirely, and that was the only way that John and I could obtain many lower leveled items with any consistency. With this change, there are a whole handful of items that are now very difficult, if not impossible, for John and I to get our hands on. With all of this being said, I think I've spoiled enough progress for the time being. Episode 8 will continue the DungeBros story with all of the progress made after the Dungeoneering remaster that released in May. Thanks again for watching.